Ben, coming off another nice campaign, being able to get to the playoffs again. Graduated some guys, but have some good pieces coming back. How are things going so far here in Hunting Valley?
Well, we've had a very spirited camp. It's one of the things that's been really exciting about the camp is the way some new guys to football have had incredible enthusiasm, incredibly coachable group. And so, one of the things we value in our program is we never shy away from being an ambitious team. And so, we expect to be a playoff team, and our goal is to advance in the playoffs. And there are certainly some challenges this year in replacing some really good players that graduated. But I really like the way this team's approached that challenge and said, hey, we're going to get better every day and be the best team we can be when we open week 1.
Two things that I think were really beneficial for these guys last year, obviously getting on that run, winning 6 straight in the regular season, and also getting a taste of the playoffs, getting a couple extra weeks of practice and getting a couple extra games in. How beneficial can that be when you have some turnover from year to year?
Well, I think it's incredibly beneficial. My predecessor, Jim Stevens, always said, every playoff week is an opportunity for a young guy to get, one more indie session, one more team session, and do it in a more high-pressure atmosphere where everyone's a little bit more amped up. And I think that's a really, really big advantage for any team coming off a playoff run. And then, we finished the season with 2 really good teams, Steubenville and Padua. We got a little taste of, hey, that's the level we want to be at. And for us to improve, we have to get there. And so, adding a strength coach this offseason, Carlo Alvarez, is incredible. He's made a huge difference in terms of our camp this year. And again, just raising our expectations.
I saw it looks like about 40 guys out. Is that about right?
We're a little beat up tonight, and we actually have a couple guys, unfortunately a funeral and some things like that. We actually have about 51. And so our numbers are pretty solid. And I really like where we're at. We have 14 seniors. When this senior class, when they were freshmen, we had 4 kids.
Oh, wow.
And so they recruited each other, and that's pretty special in terms of the way they've grown the program.
Offensively, it's no secret. Replacing Jaden's going to be, difficult, and, graduate Cadlick, who was obviously very solid for you guys as well. How's that process coming along as far as, kind of tweaking things offensively?
We got a really nice young quarterback in Ricky Radke and also Solomon Perez. Both of them have taken snaps in preseason and have done a nice job. We're lucky that we returned Connor Swaggerman, who had very good reps at running back last year, and in a few games actually played most of the reps for Joe. So I think that's a nice point of experience for our team. Alex Miller's an outstanding offensive lineman that we can run behind. And then I think we have one of the best receiving corps in the area. Some guys who are physical and like to go get the ball, and that makes it a lot of fun.
And defensively, graduated some vets over there, guys like Cam and Lewis and Kevin Douglas, guys like that. How's that process coming along, mixing some new guys in there?
We have 1 returning starter on defense, Jack Borrow. And we have 10 other guys who are working their butts off to learn. And we just got to get a little bit better every day. How do you fit every run is a new lesson for this team. And so, Brian Kennedy works really hard for us as our defensive coordinator. And I love the progress we're making, but we have a long way to go.
Jack, coming off a playoff campaign a year ago, obviously guys graduated some good pieces, but have some pretty good pieces back, and I'm encouraged to hear the numbers are around 50 or so. So how are things going so far here in Hunting Valley?
It's going really well. We have a lot of young players, and as Coach just said, this is probably the hardest we've worked in the past few years in the summer, like the best 2 weeks of practice we've had in a long time. A lot of young guys with a lot to learn, and we're making a lot of progress. Defense started down here and they're all the way up here. Like, everyone's learning. Everyone's working their ass off and getting a lot better.
When you have roster turnover, certainly, you guys won 6 games in a row there in the regular season last year. You got a taste of the playoffs, got that extra week of practice, got into that extra game. How beneficial can that ultimately be when you have some roster turnover from one year to the next?
It definitely gives you a lot of experience. And it gives a lot of players a taste of what playoff is like. And when you do playoffs, it's like the greatest thing in the world, and it makes everyone work that hard to get back there. And the last 2 years we've made the playoffs, and it's something our school hasn't done in a while, and we really want to keep that tradition going.
As far as offensively, obviously you guys graduated Jaden, and Jaden was Jaden, and Joe's had a couple of solid seasons at running back. How's that process going, getting some new guys there at the skill positions?
So we have we have Connor Zwagman, who was our backup running back last year, and he's doing a great job this year. Just came off a knee surgery and is working really hard to get back at it. And junior Dylan McCowney played defense last year, and he's a tank, and he just loves to get hit and just runs through everyone, so he's looking awesome. We have Ricky Radke and Solomon Perez, both of our sophomore quarterbacks. Ricky's a little banged up right now, but I think when he gets back, he will be a big stud. And Solomon knows the game better than anyone I know, and so he can read the defense. And I think once he gets his confidence, he'll be pretty solid for us as well.
You mentioned as far as defensively, Ben was saying you guys have one returning starter on that side of the ball in Jack. So obviously a lot of transition there. You mentioned that, from what you saw early to what you're seeing now, there's really been a real bump up in that regard. What particularly have you been seeing that's really been encouraging you as far as the defensive side of things?
I think senior Danny Ciano is one of the most motivated people I know, and he gets everyone on the defense going every day. And he makes everyone work their hardest, and it brings out the best in people. And then we're starting to play some of our seniors both ways, and it's just putting the pieces together and see what works and what doesn't. And I think that, once again, the more experience these kids get, the better they'll be. And that's definitely playing out well for us.
Jack, coming off a playoff campaign a year ago, you guys won 6 in a row there in the regular season. Were able to get a taste of Week 11 there. Obviously some changeover from that team a year ago, but some pretty good pieces back. How are things going thus far here in Hunting Valley as you guys move into 2018?
Going really well. We got a lot of young guys this year because we lost so many seniors, and they've definitely got the talent. We just got to get some experience, and we'll be good to go.
Especially on defense, Ben was saying you guys only got, one returning starter. You on defense, graduated a lot of veteran guys, guys like Lewis and Cam and Kevin who have been around for a little while. How is that going so far, just mixing some new guys into different roles?
We've got guys who had some experience getting in last year. Help a lot. Max Young, Charlie Brennan. And then we got some guys who are really stepping up this year. Danny Ciano is a senior linebacker. Kari Tidmore. So we got guys with a lot of skill.
When you have some new guys being mixed in, obviously they were able to get a taste of going on that winning streak and getting an extra week of practice and an extra game in, getting to the playoffs. How beneficial can that kind of experience be going into this year?
I think it's huge because practice, you really can't replicate what a varsity game feels like. You could try as much as you want to in practice, but even having guys who got a few snaps in is huge.
As far as offensively, what are you seeing from that group? I mean, Jaden's Jaden, and Joe's had a couple solid years of running back. What are you seeing from that group as they kind of transition as well?
I'd say we're young, but we're returning some big guys: Jack Voudouris, Jake Cav, Nick Pajolis. At running back, we got Connor Zwagerman and Dylan LeConte, and then at quarterback, we're skilled too with Solomon and Ricky.